Magandang araw po sa inyo mga kabansa. Kayo po ay nasa Iparas kay Paras. At ito ay inyong lingkod na bumubungad upang bumati ang inyong sekretary.
Magandang hapon po, mga kababayan. Unang-una, magandang hapon, Paring Ado. Merry Christmas, belated, and a very fabulous New Year to you. Forthcoming, fabulous New Year.
Promising, ha?
Promising. Lots of promising. But whatever happens in the New Year, the governance of Marcos remains a mystery. It remains what we call stagnant, what we call incompetent management, shaky at the most. Dahil po dito lang sa budget na pinirmahan niya, in spite of the many criticism, including the privileged speech delivered by his sister, which pointed to the fact that malaking kabulastugan ang nangyayari doon sa BICAM, wala pa rin ginawa si Marcos. So mga kababayan, sabi nga ni Ping Lacson, the people should brace for the raising of these issues on the budget at the Supreme Court. I would say also, maghanda-handa po tayo dahil po itong budget na ito ay budget para lamang sa 2025 election. Nandyan lahat ang pagpapabor sa mga tauhan ni Marcos na magamit ang salapi ng bansa para sa kanilang kampanya, para sila ay manalo at mananatili si Marcos well supported by his minions of politicians. In spite, the economy has gone to the gutter, mga kababayan. Okay, ano masasabi mo, Paring Ado?
Well, yun nga, yung mga gut issues, no? Ay hindi naman na-address. At itong si Marcos, wala namang substantial na ginawa dito sa budget na ito. At miski na wala siyang ginawang ano pa man para sa kasiyahan ng taong bayan, ay wala rin naman sinasabi ang kanyang kapatid na si Jaime Marcos.
Mabuti lang yon, grandstanding. At siyempre, anong napapala ni Jaime sa mga survey? Nanganganib ang kanyang pagpapanalo dahil sa survey ng Pulse Asia, siya ay number 12 lamang. Sa survey ng Stratbase, wala siya sa top 12. So, alam mo, with due respect sa mga dinadaldal ni Jaime, ang perception ng tao, mga kababayan, ay itong pagkikriticize ni Jaime, kinikriticize niya yung nakapaligid ng kanyang kapatid, sa kanyang kapatid, na mayroon siyang disgust o resentment. Pero yung kapatid niya mismo na gumawa ng pinakamalaking kabulastugan sa bansa natin, pagpirma ng budget, maski dinenounce na niya, renenounce na niya yung ginawa ng BICAM, pinirmahan pa rin, wala siyang kibo after it has been signed by the brother.
In other words, she doesn't go into the root of the problem.
Puro daldal.
Puro symptomatic.
Kaya ang taong bayan ay nakatunog na ito si Jaime,
Pantay-belt lang yan.
Kunyari lang na nagkikriticize sa administrasyon, pero yung kanyang criticism is geared towards her own enemies within the Marcos circle. Galit siya sa pinsan niya, galit siya sa asawa. Pero piniprotektahan niya pa rin ng husto yung kapatid niya na who is the root of all evil in this country.
Blood is thicker than water.
Kaya sabi ng mga tao, dapat ibagsak natin itong Amy Marcos. Ha?
Lahat
Dahil
sila.
puro lang daldal ito, ha? Wala naman, naalala mo yung sinasabi natin kay Vic Rodriguez, na puro lang daldal, ha?
Puro peripheral.
Kumakampi sa opposition, pero he remained as the best friend of Marcos.
Ayaw niya matanggal si Marcos.
Ayaw matanggal si Marcos. So is Amy. She is also protecting na ayaw rin matanggal yung kapatid niya. Pero yung pinsan niya na yun daw ang gumagawa ng kabulastugan, yun ang tinitira niya. Pero hindi niya sinasabi sa publiko tungkol sa kapatid niya na yung kapatid naman niya ang mastermind. Kaya sumusunod yung mga nakapaligid sa kanya.
This budget process proves it.
Proves it. Because ngayon, napirmahan na, nasaan si Amy Marcos? May kibo ba? May tahimik ba? Sinong nagdadaldal ngayon? Itong kumag na to, pakinggan natin itong kumag na to, na walang utang na loob sa mga Duterte, itong dating Chief Justice, ito.
No. Because even without the calls for strict scrutiny, the President will always see to it that he does that. We do that. Alam nyo si Presidente, you give him more credit than you are giving him now. He's a very ready, he's not a lawyer. He's more an economist, a finance guy, a political guy. Magaling si Presidente. Hindi nyo lang kasi binibigyan ng credit eh. Kasi hindi nagmumura.
So yung Marm
Tingnan mo ito. Ha? May hugot pa. Hindi daw nagmumura. Ha? May patama pa kay Pangulong Duterte. Itong kumag na to.
Economist.
Ha?
Politician.
Tapos anong sinasabi? Politician, economist, magaling si Presidente. Ay, Bersamin!
Wala kang ginagawa.
Mr. Bersamin, kulang na lang sipsipin mo yung itlog ni Marcos sa kakasipsip mo sa kanya. Pero yung taong nananahimik, si Duterte, may hugot ka pa na hindi nagmumura, si Marcos.
Pakialam ni Duterte dyan.
May tirada ka pa kay Duterte. Napakasama mong tao, Mr. Bersamin. Ikaw yung walang utang na loob na tao sa buong Pilipinas. Biro mo, Bersamin, you were a nobody after you have retired. Supposed to be as Associate Justice. Pero pinulot ka from nowhere ng dating Pangulong Duterte, ginawa ka ng Chief Justice. Kaya nagkakaroon ka ng prestige. But if you have remained in the dustbin of history as an Associate Justice, would you have been recognized by Marcos to become his Executive Secretary now? If Duterte has not made you Chief Justice over other more qualified, more competent members of the Supreme Court,
And
including
upon his-
Castro,
upon his retirement.
including Carpio, you would have remained in the dustbin of history as an ordinary Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
At pagka-retire niya, ginawa pa siyang chairman
Ng GSIS.
GSIS.
Oh. So, talagang minahal ka ni Marcos, pero sobrang walang hiya ka, Mr. Bersamin. Wala na, nanahimik yung tao, may hugot ka pa na si Bongbong hindi nagmumura. With intent to malign Duterte as a president na nagmumura. Napaka walang hiya mo, Bersamin.
Pero yung sinasabi
You
niya,
have no-
hindi ko kilala yun eh.
You have no gratefulness to the person who made you what you are now. I mean, with due respect, I have to say this because
Kakahiya.
napakasama mong tao, Mr. Bersamin. Only God knows what to do when the time comes for you. Hindi maganda. At saka hindi lang yan ang mga bira mo kay Duterte. On several occasions, you have already done it. But, hindi maganda po ang ginagawa nyo, Mr. Bersamin. Tingnan mo. Pinipraise mo si Marcos, politician, economist. Sobrang naman pagsipsip mo. Paano naman naging economist yang si Marcos?
Banganga
Ano masabi mo, pare? Diyan sa Marcos na yan? Can you describe in several adjectives
Well,
contrary to this sipsipero na Bersamin?
I have to say na hindi namin kilala kung sino yung sinasabi mo presidente mo. Walang achievement yan, walang project yan. Nag-hemorrhage sa bansa dahil sa kanya. If there is anything about him and you, he must be a good provider for Bersamin.
Yes, yes.
Ah?
And coming from an independent person, in fact, dati itong membro ng or empleyado ng Department of Finance, mayroong sinasabi tungkol sa budget na pinirmahan ni Marcos.
Issue-based.
Issue-based. Ito po ang sinasabi
Personal,
ni Magno tungkol sa budget na pinirmahan ni Marcos Jr. na pinipraise mo ng husto Bersamin. Ito po, pakinggan nyo mga kababayan.
A former Philippine finance official describes the government spending plan for next year the most corrupt in history. Economist Cielo Magno joined opposition to budget cuts for key government programs, calling it anti-Filipino. Magno also scored the 50 billion peso cut for the conditional cash transfer program and the 10 billion peso reduction for the education department's outlay for next year. For Magno, the 2025 budget prioritizes the interests of politicians and not the public.
Yung DPWH na hindi naman nanghihingi ng dagdag na budget ay binigyan ng karagdagang 289 billion pesos. At ang budget ng Senado, dinagdagan ng 1 billion. Ang budget ng House of Representatives, 18.8 billion pesos. So hindi lang po PhilHealth ang problema ng 2025 budget. Ang problema natin ay yung kabuuan ng budget at ano yung kinakatawan nito. At naniniwala po tayo na ito na po ata ang pinaka-corrupt na budget sa history ng Pilipinas.
With due respect, to the statement of Mr. Bersamin, sana pakinggan mo itong sinabi nung dating Finance Undersecretary, si Magdo, na tinanggal nyo dahil ayaw nyo marinig yung katotohanan dyan sa mga ginagawa ng mga opisyal ng pamahalaan, especially in the Department of Finance. It's the most corrupt budget in the history of the country. And Aimee has denounced the process by which this budget was reached in the Bicameral Conference Committee, na sinisingit lang. At anong dinadaldal ni Marcos? We will solve that. Alam mo, partner, if you remember, ang sinasabi po natin, the only solution there is not band-aid solution as what he did by vetoing certain portions. Pero yung mga ginawa ng mga kasabwat niya sa Kongreso ay iniwan pa rin. Kunyari, gumagawa pa siya ng rules in dispensing this money. Maggawa daw ng rules ang NEDA, Department of Labor at saka DSWD para to dispense with this money. Pero iniwan pa din. Tapos dina-justify pa nila yung klarong-klaro for so many years, for so many decades, yung definition ng educational sector. The educational sector or the education sector as discussed in the Constitutional Convention or the Constitutional committee noong 1987 Constitution. Very clear. What is meant there is the Department of Education, the CHED, the TESDA, and ano pa yung isa?
Siguro mga state colleges. and
Mga state
universities.
colleges and universities. Oo. Pero walang academy. Walang PNPA. Wala yan. Hindi mo dapat kasama yan. Oo. Pero dinagdagan ng 288 billion yung Department of Public Works. Tinanggalan ng 50 billion yung Pantawid program na identified na yung mga beneficiary. What will happen now?
Institutionalized na yun.
Oo, at saka na-identify na yung by the DSWD kung sino yung magbe-benefit. Itong AKAP,
Sila mag-identify.
it's the politicians that will identify this. Tapos sumama pa itong Bonnie and Clyde ng Senado.
Oo.
Dinounce ni Amy itong Senate President at saka yung chairman because nagoyo ng leadership ng House of Representatives. Or hindi nagoyo or sumama kasi malaki ang share
Si Queso Escudero at si Grace Po.
sa pork barrel. The Bonnie and Clyde, the modern Bonnie and Clyde of this country.
May pabaon na 200 million si Bonnie.
Maliban pa yan sa yung ano lang yan, sa AKAP lang yan. What about
Wala pa yung pork barrel, ha?
yung pork barrel
Wala pa yun.
na kanilang share tag 3 billion doon sa DPWH? So, yun po mga kababayan, ang sinasabi po namin sana, kung sincero itong ating Pangulo, na anong pangalan mo dyan, pare? Ano?
Bangag.
Bangag na Pangulo, sabi ni Ado yan, bangag na Pangulo. Kung itong walang hiyang tao na ito ay talagang nagmamalasakit sa ating bayan, ang ginawa dapat niya, kasi dininounce na yung kanyang kapatid, yung kabulastugan ng budget, ay tulad ng ginawa ni Duterte sa mga bills na ni-reject niya. What did Duterte do is to send back the entire bill to Congress or to the Bicameral Conference Committee. If Marcos really meant well for the Filipino people, he should not have engaged in line veto. He should have brought back the entire budget, the bill, the GEA, for them to review again. Kasi hinaing ng mga senador, nila Bato, nila Bongo, nila Amy, was to check again on the BICAM at i-discuss. Pero what happens? Wala. At pinagyabang pa ni Bersamin na napakatalino daw nitong, anong pangalan, pare? Bangag na presidente. Makapatalino daw.
Bigyan daw ng mas maraming credit dahil economist.
Economist.
Finance
Politician. My goodness.
Kung sober.
Saan ka ba sumisipsip sa kanya? Saan bang parte ng body ni Marcos ka sumisipsip, Bersamin? Oo. So, yun po mga kababayan, the best should have happened for a country if we have a president who sacrifices for the people, who love our people, who governs our people in a very very pleasant way.
Nangihinayang ako dito.
Ibalik sana yung buong budget.
Nangihinayang ako. This could have been a chance for Bongbong Marcos to once and for all side with the people. And yet, doon siya sa mga patronage politicians nag-side, led by his cousin and led by Quezon and Grace Poe.
Oo nga.
Yan ang problem.
Siyempre, alam mo, ang katotohanan naman talaga niyan, muro-muro lang yan.
Oh.
Kunyari, binibito niya.
Kunwari, wala siyang pakialam.
Kunyari, galit siya doon sa kuwan, mayroon siyang speech na, hindi maganda nga itong ginagawa nila, ganyan. Tapos, I will veto and I will have all my cabinet secretary who are in the know to look at this thoroughly. These are just mere for show, Mr. McCoy.
Mabaho pa rin kilikili niya.
Oo.
Hindi niya nilagyan ng bito.
It's all for show, Mr. McCoy. It's all for show. Kasi, lahat naman yan, bago yan pinasa sa House, sa Senate, bago dinala sa BICAM, alam mo na lahat yan. Nagpaalam sa iyo yan. Mayroon bang hindi pwedeng ipagpaalam sa Pangulo?
Baka nga, ideya pa niya yan eh.
Oo. Alam mo kasi,
Ano ba?
ganito kasi yan mga kababayan.
Kapit tuko ka kasi dyan eh.
Marcos has to feed. Marcos has to feed his psychopaths who are in both houses of Congress. Kasi, ngayon na kalaban na niya si Sara Duterte, the more reason that he has to maintain the support of every politician. Kaya, the thing is, he has to feed them with pork barrel. Para hindi magsasabi ng masama sa kanya. He has to make them win again. And for them to be assured of the victory, lagyan niya ng karami-raming akap, AX, para they will win against their enemy. They will win against their enemy in the midterm election. And
So,
if they win, then they will owe the loyalty to Marcos. So he will be able to maintain the support of both houses of Congress against any people power, against any military withdrawal of support, and so on and so forth. Yun po ang purpose. Kaya huwag tayong maniwala na hindi niya alam na ginugoyo lang tayo ng usapan nila ng House at saka ng Senate. Alam nila yan na kaya nga naglakas ng loob dahil they know at the end of the day Marcos will side with them. Tapos itong kapatid, kunyari pa, banat ng banat, pero anong ginawa mo ngayon? Hindi ka sinunod ng kapatid mo, dapat mag-resign ka. Kung hindi ka pala sinunod ng kapatid mo, ading-ading ka dyan. Sinasabi mo na tingnan yung ano at ibalik yung bill sa House of Representatives at saka sa Senate.
your brother ignored you.
It's a slap on the face as if
And your brother ignored the people.
yes.
So tuloy pa rin yung before Christmas, Cardinal Advincula was saying na may pag-asa pa sa daratal na kadiliman. Pero mukha ngayon, lalong kumapal yung kadiliman dahil wala naman talagang nangyari. Dito sa indignation issues na before Christmas ay naglabasan at hanggang ngayon, lalong kumakapal ang problema ng sambayan ng Pilipino at ang reklamo ng mga tao sa ating Pangulo.
So, yun po ang kwento ng ating Christmas at what we will expect in the new year and the years to come if there will be no change at all in this country.
So, tuloy.
Kawawa ang bansa.
Tuloy pa rin ho ang ating adikain Marcos alis dyan. Huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe dito sa Iparas kay Paras at i-click ang notification bell ng aking YouTube channel at Ado Paglinawan, Iparas kay Paras.